Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be drawing on the first page of my fourth sketchbook. So let's get into the video. So I started off by sketching out this illustration the same way I start off every illustration because I'm too scared to actually go in with my media without sketching first. For the composition of this piece, I decided to basically just copy the exact same thing as last time. So the illustration I'm copying this moment is the first idea I had for the first page of my sketchbook, my first sketchbook. This was before I started doing YouTube, and I had this idea and I was like, yeah, this would look cool. Drew it, didn't like how it looked, pulled it out and did something completely different, which I didn't like either. But I feel like I don't draw that well under pressure because I want the first page to look good and it never turns out well. So I think it just might be the pressure. So I really wanted to redraw this illustration because I liked the idea. Obviously, it doesn't work as well for the fourth sketchbook as it did for the first because the trophy they're holding up says number 1, which is the number of the sketchbook. But now the trophy is going to hold up number 4, and I don't think you get a trophy for coming number 4. So, yeah. But another reason I really wanted to do this illustration was because I wanted to see how much I'd improved over the year. There are things that have definitely changed, maybe for the worse or for the better. One of the main things that has changed is the way I draw eyes. Now, about a year ago, before I started YouTube, I drew eyes in the kind of door up looking style. That's the only way I can describe it. They look strange. I'm actually pleased. I prefer the way I draw eyes now. The way I draw eyes now are kind of anime, sort of, but like they're not completely anime, they're slightly anime. That's not a great description, but it's basic. The other thing that has changed a lot on the face is the way I draw noses. Before, they were kind of like 2 brackets and nostrils, and like dots in there. That looked like every one of my characters, the pigments, which isn't exactly what you're looking for when you're drawing characters, especially crochet illustrated girls, which is my kind of style. So that has also changed. Now I kind of just draw lines with sometimes a bit of shading and sometimes a little bit of definition on the bridge of the nose, but normally not that much. Another thing that has changed a bit is my shading. Now before with shading, I would kind of use grey for the shaded areas. I would just kind of line out things. Now I still don't shade that much. But I would normally just go over the area a couple of times before shading it instead of using grey, because grey does remove a lot of the saturation of a colour, which sometimes can look a bit muddy depending on which colour you're using, if you know your grayscale that well and stuff like that. So I think it's a lot safer and you get generally better results. This is just for me. If I just go over with a dark colour or just go over the exact same colour over and over again, and that's how I shade. Another thing that's changed a bit is the size of the heads. Like before I used to have huge foreheads, while I still have rather big heads, rather big foreheads, they have shrunk a tiny bit, so they're not as big. It doesn't look as weird and stuff. Another thing that has changed and hopefully improved is the way I draw hands. Before I used to draw hands, they were kind of squares with the fingers coming out of them. Not the most realistic, not the most anatomically correct. They're still not. I'm still bad at drawing hands. Didn't say that. But they have improved. Now I kind of draw a pentagon, and then I draw 3 rectangles on top of that with the fingers, because your fingers are split into 3 sections. That way I have a better idea of how fingers kind of work, and they don't bend strange places. They do have a reason way of bending, so that has improved, but still not best. One thing that I was a bit annoyed about is this section here where the girl on the very right, which is Lily, and the girl beside her. So Lily's arm is in front of her hair, but the girl's hair, her arm is in the Lily's legs. It doesn't completely make sense. This happened because before Anna's arm was a lot closer to her body and her hair a lot smaller, and the space between her and the girl beside her was a lot smaller, and then the space between her and Lily was a lot bigger. But I changed that, and then I had this problem. And when I found out it was too late to fix, so I couldn't do anything about it, sadly. But if I could have fixed it, I would have. That's why it's a very good idea when you finish a sketch, get up, take a walk, do something else for a couple of minutes, for like 10 minutes, an hour or so, come back to your art, look at it, then you'll see things that maybe were bothering you aren't actually that bad, and things that maybe you didn't realise before actually now bother you. Also, another thing you realise, another thing to check your art, is to lift it up so you can looking at it straight on, because when you're looking at it flat on the table, it warps a bit, which is often the reason why my characters always have very long legs and rather short torsos, because I always work flat so I can film or just because preference and easy. For the colours and the media I was using, it's the exact same colours and the exact same media as last time. I was just using a mixture of brush pens and colours pencils. Brush pens for the clothes, for the background, for everything basically. And then pencils just for the skin, because I don't trust myself with pens for skin. It often turns out really bad. I also changed the way I did font on the poster. I did that in line art instead of with pens, because I felt like the purple just looked strange, didn't fit in. It wasn't part of the colour scheme. That's another thing that may have improved since I last did this. I've improved my colour schemes. They're a lot more, they go together better. So, yeah. The quality of this video isn't great. I was rather zoomed in, so yeah. If you like this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye!